Hello and thanks for joining us here at Me and My Golf, and it's time for a Q&A. We're on the 16th hole here at the Asprey. Andy, what are we talking about?
We've got loads of questions from you guys coming in, so we're talking about fixing the shank, green reading, awkward lies, lots to come. Let's take charge of your game.
So, Andy usually texts me at about 9:30 at night what we're wearing tomorrow, and then I take a video of it and then send it to him. I think it's just something that we decided to do pretty much from the beginning. Having said that, our biggest view video has got different clothes on, mismatched.
Miscommunication.
Maybe that's why it worked. So yeah, it's just something we like to do. Create a, I suppose
uniform,
professionalism. It is our uniform. Create a professional environment for us to do these videos.
And it stands out.
Yeah.
Why do we want to be the same as everybody else?
There we go.
Preparation. I think the key thing is, look, people know these tournaments are coming. Let's say Club Championship is coming, or an open event that is coming, or even just a holiday, a golfing holiday with the boys that people are maybe working towards. And they practice, but their practice isn't particularly the right kind of practice. They're hitting loads of balls on the driving range and really putting the pressure on themselves because they know it's coming. But preparing correctly needs to have a few things. It needs to involve some technical aspects where you're trying to improve technique, focus on some areas maybe where you're weaker at, but also needs to include some mental preparation where you are out competing against maybe your playing partners. So whether that be just out on a weekend, making sure that you're playing for the drinks after a round, but also in practice as well. Competing in practice is so important, because as soon as you get into that tournament or whatever you're working towards, you're going to have that pressure. And if you haven't been involving any pressure during that practice, it's going to feel different, and you are going to probably fail in that environment, aren't you?
Totally.
You won't feel comfortable, and feeling comfortable is one of the key things in actually performing well.
Totally agree. It's all about that plan, isn't it? I think part of that is the strategy as well. If it's a golf course you're used to playing, figure out a couple of days before or a week before what tee shots you think you might hit, and get used to understanding what the best tee shot for hole 1 is, for hole 2 is, for hole 3 is. If you've never played the course, you're going on a lad's holiday to Portugal, go online, have a look at the golf course, have a look at the planners. There are often flybys now of these golf courses, so just get in your mind a little bit of how you would like to approach that hole before you even play it.
And if you are going on holiday to Portugal, get in bed for about 10:30, because that will definitely help preparation for it as well.
Never going to happen, never going to happen. AM.
Yeah. When you say your mate, do you mean yourself? He just doesn't want to admit it. Potentially. My friend.
My friend, yes.
Okay, right, so look, there's lots of causes of the shank, but what we know is happening, the heel is moving too much this side of the golf ball when we hit the shot. So look, one of the things that we see, Pierce, is early extension, where the pelvis thrusts towards the golf ball, okay? And often when the pelvis thrusts towards the golf ball, the actual handle rises on the golf club. So you can see here, as I'm doing this, I'm sort of colliding with the alignment stick here. So what we're going to ask you to do is place an alignment stick roughly about, say, 10 inches outside the ball here, roughly the same angle as your club in your hands here. Now the job here now is to actually return to impact, seeing if you can match the angle up between these shafts. If we get a little too high, what's going to happen is on the way down, we are again going to maybe collide with this here. So it's a great way to actually train keeping the hand a little lower. But really what that then does, it brings the sweet spot a little closer to you. You may even get a few toe strikes on this as well, which if you're shanking, then the toe strike for your friend is going to be great.
It's heaven. So let's see you hit one, Andy. So you can put a head cover on this if you think you might hit it. In our experience, no one has ever hit this, and if I want to get somebody to make sure they will, I can guarantee they won't shank it, this is the drill. I've never had anyone shank a golf ball with a head cover. Sorry, we've got the RAF base just around the corner, so we've got some sort of tornado flying really low there. All right, here we go, Andy.
Okay, so the great thing about this as well is, as I do this, keep the handle low, you can see the pelvis pushes back as well. So again, fixing that early extension. So just a half swing on this one as well, just to get the feeling.
And all I was looking at there, Andy, was the ground, and you must have hit that out the toe, because I can see the divot is nearer to you than it is to me relative to the centre of that tee.
So that should cue your friend's shank.
The first question I think you need to ask yourself is, why would you want to change it? Because in our experience, if someone's using a hybrid and they use it well, it's going to perform better than a long iron. So I think the thing for you to do is to actually work out your yardages. So you can do this by having a TrackMan or going on a golf course by yourself. But work out how far your 5-iron goes, how far your 4-iron goes, maybe even the 6-iron, and then look at what the distance the hybrid goes. And if you get in that good gap between your irons and your fairway metals by using the hybrid, then use that. Then if you have got a 3 or a 4-iron, which you may think about using instead of the hybrid, then obviously have a go with that. But what you'll find is, in our experience, that the 3-iron will probably go longer than the 4-iron, and the 4-iron will probably go longer than the 5-iron, but it'll be in total distance. Often people hit their 4-irons and their 3-irons the same distance total, same distance carry than they do their 5-iron. So you just need to make sure it's doing an efficient job for you.
Yeah, and if it's working well, I think some people maybe get to the point, Pierce, where they're hitting the hybrid and go, well, I'm hitting this really good now. Maybe I'm ready to go to the 4-iron or 3-iron. If you're hitting it well, don't change it. It's going to be a much more forgiving club in the long run. So yeah, just think about that, really.
Leave it alone, I say. Now this very much depends on the golfer and what you are looking to achieve. We would never say there is a correct height to hit a golf shot, but I think it's important to understand that certain distances that you hit it and certain club head speeds that you generate will often suit a different height. So for instance, a powerful player, someone like, let's say Justin Rose, because we know for a fact he likes to hit every shot in his bag, he uses TrackMan for this, to hit the golf ball 100 feet in the air. So whether it be his driver or whether it be a 7-iron, he wants 100 feet in the air. Now he will want that to suit his requirements for the shape of the shot that he wants to hit, for the distance that he wants to get. You know, if you're going to try and hit a golf ball 100 feet in the air and you only hit it 200 yards, it's going to spend more time going up than it is going forward. So you just need to work out what the requirements are for you as the golfer. So as a short iron going into the green, do you need to go higher to get the golf ball to stop, or are you powerful enough to hit it lower and still get that control? So we can't really answer that question with a specific answer other than do some research into what you think your specific needs are. Do you struggle to stop the golf ball on the green? Do you struggle to get distance off your tee shots? And then work out what the optimums are for that. So low club head speeds generally, you're better off going in, lower ball flight off the tee, and then trying to go a little bit higher on your approach shots.
Yeah, spend some time with your coach and work out what actually suits your eye and what you're struggling with, and then get yourself a fitting using a monitor and just see if you can make those improvements to see.
Yeah, perfect.
Help. So this is one of the hardest shots to play with golfers because it throws people off balance, and they tend to want to go against what the slope's trying to get them to do, which is what we want to do is actually go with the slope, but most golfers tend to want to sort of go away from the slope to keep their balance. So all we're going to do, a few simple changes. It's all about strike with this, so it's key that you get the simple things right. Now first of all, you're going to club a little higher loft, just to give you a little bit more control on the distance, because the ball's going to come out a little lower. Now in the setup changes, we're going to move the ball a little bit further back in the stance. We're going to flare the lead foot out slightly, and we're going to place more weight on your lead side. Now what this is going to help you do is swing the golf club down the slope. Again, if you go with weight on the back foot, you're going to be swinging away from the slope and you're going to struggle to get the strike, maybe too high a shot as well. So from here, flared the lead foot out, weight on the lead side, ball position back, and when I make the swing, I'm going to swing down the slope and even have a pace forward after, just to encourage you to move that way. We don't want to back up.
Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. As you said, so many people try and hit it off try and get the height of it, and they want to go against falling over almost, and they hit off the back foot. Now Andy, you've got 145 yards here. Normally for you that'd be a smooth 9-iron, but because you're de-lofting the loft because of the slope, you're going pitching wedge.
Going pitching wedge. I'm doing the Gary Player after this, walking after it.
You're going to walk after it.
You can see my stance there, leading with it. Okay, here we are. You can see the lowness there to that pitch. That's pretty close, I think.
Very nice strike as well.
Feet down there. I'd be happy with that. So we generally spend the practice days at the Open this year. We are definitely going to be there on the Tuesday, potentially the Wednesday. We often find that the practice days are a little more relaxed. You can get a little closer to the players. You see the players in a different light because they are, I suppose they're having a little bit more fun. You see them practicing around the greens, a few more balls. So if you are there Tuesday, come and say hello. We potentially may be there Wednesday yet, but not decided. So great golf course, Birkdale as well. It's a really good spectator course. So we would definitely recommend taking a look.
Yeah, I may be there at some point on the Sunday. I don't know yet. I've got a few friends who've been potentially talking about going up there, so may well be there.
So green reading is an art in itself, and what I don't see many golfers do is actually look back at the hole and see what the contour's doing, even the fairway. You know, it's really important that when you get to the green, you're not just looking at the line of the putt that you're on. You want to get a sense of actually how is the green situated. Is it on a slope? What's the fairway doing when you look back down the hole? This is going to give you a great indication of actually how the green sits and how it's going to influence the ball. And you may not see this when you're so focused on, let's say, a 10, 12, 15 foot putt. But looking back down the hole, looking how the green's situated is going to give you a big help on that.
One thing we like to do with our students is to get them to use their feet to understand the slopes on the green. So for instance, this putt here, we've got about 50 foot, but if you walk the journey, you can see straight away I'm walking downhill. I'm getting to the point on the slope where I know my right foot is now higher than my left foot. As you go down the slope, you can even straddle the line, again, for confirmation that the right side of the green is higher than the left-hand side. So it really gives you an idea using your feet on how to read the putt, and then actually when you're about to hit the putt again, you get that confirmation through using those feet. And finally, when reading the putt so you can actually crouch down to see the line, go past the hole so that if you have a downhill putt in this instance here, you are looking uphill. So when you are looking below the level of the hole and looking up the journey the putt is going to take, you're going to see a lot more from there. Imagine standing on a soccer pitch, a football pitch, looking up into the stands. You're going to see a lot more of what's going on as opposed to standing up in the stand and looking down. So read your putts from a visual point of view, from actually looking up the line of the putt.
So there you have it, another Q&A, and thanks for the questions. We had some great ones in this week. Make sure you get involved and post your comments down. What are you struggling with? And hopefully we can answer your question next week. Thanks for watching.
There you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Now don't forget to enter the competition by commenting down below, and also if you're serious about your golf this year, hit that subscribe button.
Definitely, and if you really want to reduce your handicap, make sure you check out our website at meandmygolf.com, where you can join for free, and it's all about beginner month this month. So make sure you click the link in the corner and we'll see you there.